All right, man. Detroit Lions draft Ennis Rakestraw Jr. Um, cornerback out of Missouri. Seen him going in the first round in a lot of mock drafts. Um, fell to the bottom of the second round. And the Lions, they picked him. And one thing that Brown Holmes said that he was their best player on the board. He said their two highest corners on the board was Terrion Arnold and Ennis Rackstraw Jr. So those are the two highest corners they had on their board. So in rounds 1 and 2, they get two of their top corners um, that they had on on their board. So that doesn't happen. Some people said, "Or give Aiden some help and this, that, and the third." I mean, they go BPA, and it just ain't been a lot of pass rushers down there. I think the Trice kid was down there, and maybe they didn't like him. So, um, don't forget you still got post June 1st cuts. You got James Houston coming back. It just wasn't the pass rush deep draft, and I felt like if you were gonna move up in the draft, you probably needed to move up to get that kid from UCLA, which he had a back injury, and they dealing with another guy in Levi Zorky who had a back injury. You know, so I'm not sure if that was worth the risk. Dallas Turner, really good player. Then you had another guy in the second round that went from Bama who was a pass rusher. I forget the guy's name. He went right before the Lions pick. So, you just never know how these boards work out, quite frankly. Um, but, you know, hey, Nick Saban, I think he said he recruited him, didn't get him. He said he can play that star position. Maybe possibly even play safety. His ability to come up and tackle. You probably get a guy that could play some safety, could play some corner. So they got a really, really, my air sticking up and stuff. They got a really, really versatile secondary. You hear some rumors that they were looking for another safety. Maybe, Rackstraw can go up there and play safety, you know. So that's the question about it. So I mean, he probably could play some safety. Um, yeah, he probably could play some safety. Um, um, he is seen to be a really good tackler. Maybe need some help in press man. See, he was undersized his whole life. My only issue with him is he's a 4-5 guy. And they got it. All their corners are basically 4-5, except for Amick, and he's so small. That's my only issue. They just continue to draft guys that's just too slow. I mean, people say, well, speed ain't everything. You need some speed. You need some speed, and you need guys that can run, and that's the problem. They just don't have any athletes on that defense. When I look at it, you be like, man, you got Aiden Hutchinson. That's probably gonna be the starter. That's their best athlete pound for pound, and F.A. Melifanu. And people thought I was lying when I said they don't have any guys projected to start that run sub 4.4. I said 4.3 in my video, but you know what I meant. They don't have that neither. Not too many people do, you know. So but like I said, I seen him going in a lot of first rounds, and you continue to look his athleticism score 61, ranked 32nd in the league. This thing I was just talking about, they supposed to be the best athletes on your team, and you already got a team who don't have a bunch of athletes. This is what I keep pointing out to y'all. They don't have elite athletes on this football team, and you wonder why they struggle versus Lamar. You wonder why they struggle versus Fields and other athletic cornerbacks. They don't draft athletes. You have to have some athletic guys. You go and look at this Terry Arnold guy. He's in a 70 athleticism, number 70 ranked athlete. But his production is off the chain. you know. So when you start talking about athletes, man, and them having trouble, It's one thing to draft gritty and dog football players, but you need athletes. That way, I don't have to drop a safety in the box to, contain a mobile quarterback. I got enough athletes in the front seven that can hold it down, you know? But one thing they said they liked about this guy, he a dog. He don't turn the ball over, and that's an issue. But that's a huge issue. But I mean, I really don't read much into it. Said Rakestraw plays a good plays the game with good physicality and competitive tilt that defensive back coaches will enjoy. That's what you got right there. You know, that's what you got. That's why they like him. You got a guy that want to compete. You got a guy that got a chip on his shoulder. That fits the uh that fits the bill. That's a lion. They said he got dog in him. So, that's what you're looking for. That's what they looking for. Competitors, gamers. Says he's strong but not as big or fast as teams usually like when picking within the first 3 rounds of the draft. However, he's hard nosed and pressed and has the body control and anticipation to play sticky brand and man coverage over the first 2 levels. All right, I mean short and medium, not deep. He's quicker than fast and does a nice job of breaking quickly on throws in front of him with will time challenges to knock the ball free. He intercepted only one pass during his college career, which could be a concern, but his willingness and toughness and run support work in his favor. Rackstraw could become a good backup with eventual starter position. There you go. You know, there you go. So, um, So I mean, at the end of the day, you hear he can play the star. He might end up just being that nickelback. That's what I'm kind of anticipating, nickelback or safety. That's really what I'm for Ennis. That's what I'm really kind of thinking. I think what you're looking at is a guy that might be the nickelback or the safety. So, yep, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And they say they want to move. They need a safety, and they want to move Brian Branch to They want to move Brian Branch back to possibly play as some safety. So you might be looking at a nickel, but then again, Amick could play some nickel as well too. But he's not here for a long time. He just probably here for a good time. All right. So, you got a hard nosed football player that's quicker than fast, right? Who can tackle. That sounds like the description of a nickelback or a safety to me. Now, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'll tell you that. But that's what it sounds like to me. You know. So, if that's the case, or he could be on the outside. I mean, 4 or 5 is in six. Is he what? He about 6 foot? Yeah, I mean, shit. 183. You like them to be a little bit more heavier, but yeah, you like them to be a little bit more heavier, but shit, cool, 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 cool. So we'll see. Um, but you like the descriptive of him: hard nose, gritty, dirty, get his nose dirty, get his hands dirty. You know what I'm saying? I think I like hearing that about him, um, about him. So look forward to it, man. Honestly, man, and and people gonna say speed ain't it. Whatever the Lions do, you're gonna have a lot of these guys who gonna just follow suit. They can draft Get Back Johnson, and they gonna be, yeah, he's the best, he's the best. Whatever they do, they just gonna dick suck it. No diddy. That's just what a lot of the fans do. I'm going to, if I have questions about it, I'm going to challenge it. That's just who I am. I'm not a guy that's just going to, you say something and it don't make sense, or you do something and I got questions, I'm gonna ask questions. This ain't the military. You just do what you supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm supposed to just go on a dummy mission, or and you because you say so. Absolutely not. It's not that type of program, my boy. But but I see why they took him. A lot of versatility. That's just what they got going on in that secondary. Branch can play safety. He can play a little bit on the outside. You got Amick, who a nickel, who thrived on the outside when they had some injuries in the Raiders last year. You got Tyrion, who can play the nickel, who can play the outside. You got Carlton Davis, who can play both. If that's his name, can play the outside. You got F.A. Melifanu, who can play the number one corner spike and probably play the nickel. He can play safety. He can play in the box. He can be the extra linebacker, the star blitzer in the box. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of versatility rolling around that secondary. My only issue with the cornerbacks is you don't have that elite athlete. You know, you really don't have that guy that's fast. And usually probably the reason for they allergic to speed. You know, they said Terrion Arnold was their number one corner. I like Quinyon Mitchell. But you know what? Quinyon run a 4.3, so you know he was disqualified and he didn't have any injuries. you know, and I say that jokingly, but I'm dead ass serious. But yeah, I mean I ain't been into the draft this year, so I'll be having other shit going on. But it is what it is, man. And shout out to them. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video financially. Want to support the channel? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. You can find me on Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love, support. Peace. Oh yeah. Don't forget I do some more videos about the draft and day 3. So the Lions got some picks, so we'll be covering those as well too. Peace.